Also a warm welcome from my end from a sunny Darmstadt. So as Georgie already mentioned, we are moving a little bit to the west and to the north in our journey today. So Darmstadt is very centrally in Germany, located close to Frankfurt. It's one of the big rural areas like Stuttgart, which basically means a very international area, very many jobs and similar. So what can you expect from my side over the next few minutes? We will give you a short overview of the program, and I will also try to explain a little bit what makes us well, kind of special or unique. Then I will give you an overview into the four majors we are offering in our program. Of course, I cannot go into every detail, but at least you will understand the broadness of what we have. And of course, if you're interested in certain special aspects, you will get my contact data afterwards, and I will be happy to answer any kind of questions. And then one aspect which also might be interesting for you is how does the application process work? What is the timeline? And similar. So let's look a little bit into our master program. Our master program is celebrating its 25th anniversary this year. So we are probably one of the oldest, if not the oldest international master in Germany, founded in 1998, which also means that we have 25 years of experience of running an international program. And we are really proud to say that by now we have a very, very international community of alumni, of young students, of young engineers who have studied here. And well, in February, we have visited the Embedded World Fair, one of the biggest fairs in embedded electronics in Germany. And I created a tour where we visited all the companies where former students of us were working, and it was an amazingly long fair. So what is special about our program? Well, first of all, like the other programs, all the lectures are held in English. Although also like Stuttgart and Regensburg, we feel that German knowledge is very important. So there are mandatory German language courses which are part of the program. You have to reach at least a level of A2. We recommend to go up to the level of B1, B2, because this will definitely increase the chances of finding a job afterwards. We have a very strong industrial focus. So half of the program, which is a 4-year program, so a 4-semester, 2-year program, 2 semesters, 1 year you will spend in industry as an internship, and afterwards in a master thesis. So this is actually a very smooth transition into working in Germany afterwards, which is something which is done by around about 80% of our graduates. Our program is free of tuition fees, like most of the public programs in Germany. But as you will see later, there are certain fees for some special services we are offering. But this is something I will show at the end. The key idea, although you can also continue with the PhD program afterwards, because it's a Master of Science, but the key idea and the key goal of our program is to clearly pave the path into an industrial career afterwards. So this is a very short view on our campus. We are located in the center of Darmstadt, very close to the station. So you actually can see the station up here. And all this is the campus. We have 2 other areas, one in Darmstadt, one in 𝘈𝘥𝘷𝘦𝘳𝘴𝘪𝘈. We have round about 18,000 students, which makes us one of the largest universities of applied science in Germany. And we have, I think by now, around about 4 or 5 completely international programs. So you will see a lot of international students on our campus, I would say probably in a very similar way, like what you have heard from Stuttgart. The program structure is pretty special in that sense that we are not creating too many specialties. So we offer a very broad area of studies. So the majors we are offering are 4 majors: automation, communication, embedded, and power. So this is more or less well, reaching around the complete area of electrical engineering. The program is a 4-semester program, as I mentioned before. You will be 2 semesters at the university, followed by an internship in a company to also sniff a little bit the air of how industrial work in Germany is working. And then afterwards, usually in the same company, you conduct your master thesis, and then very often afterwards in the same company, you start working. So let's dive a little bit into the 4 programs. Starting with automation. Automation is actually providing 2, let's say, main headlights. One is the area of advanced automation, dealing with IoT, industrial IoT, safety industrial systems, flexible automation, so state-of-the-art factory planning, let's call it like that. And the other major or internal focus of this program is robotics, computer vision, and similar. In all our programs, you will find a pretty strong part of programming. So in this case, we will have the advanced programming techniques as one programming subject. And of course, in the electives, we are offering 3 electives per major. You can either dive a little bit deeper into some selected topics of this major. You can take other programming subjects. You can also take some electives from other majors. This is a little bit up to you. Every major will have a project management and engineering responsibility lecture in the winter semester, which is well, providing a pretty good training also for technical management positions afterwards, and a team project which is preparing you a little bit also for the work in industry in the 3rd semester, which is then followed by the master module in semester 4. In communication, we have a very strong focus on mobile communications. So we have very advanced labs on 5G technology and similar. Also here, program plays an important role, but also other aspects like hardware design, PCB design, FPGA programming, and similar. In embedded, we have 2 main areas which are covered. One is the embedded software architecture and application area. So anything related to operating systems, to safety in embedded applications, etc. is covered here. And the second focus is board design, FPGA programming. So really the key technology. Similar setup here with project management and team project. This is the same for all the majors as well as the internship and the master thesis. Power, the 4th, last but not least major, is also having 2 internal focus points. One is power production and distribution. So here, obviously, the area of renewable energies, but also power distribution, control theory in power distribution is one of the main areas of interest. And the second area, which is also very popular among the students, is anything around, let's say, e-mobility. We have an automotive electronics lab here. We have an own electronic motorcycle. You can see it here in the picture up here, where international teams are working on. So on campus, there are a lot of, well, pretty challenging and very interesting projects where you can not only work together with the students from other majors inside electrical engineering, but you will also get in contact with the students from business administration, from mechanical engineering, etc., etc. Well, what else do we offer? We have a very strong focus on pre-semester courses, because we have learned over the last couple of years that people coming from different international universities usually have a pretty, well, different background in engineering, and especially over the last well, 2 years with the Corona crisis, we see that the gaps are growing. So it's actually more challenging for students to enter the German university system. So what we are doing, we are spending the complete month of September with pre-semester classes, technical courses, German classes, but also very nice excursions into the environment. We will have one trip to Heidelberg, showing you a little bit how Germany in the medieval ages well, grew up. We will visit the oldest university in Heidelberg, which has been founded in the 13th century. And we will have another trip to Bonn, to the House of History, to also give you a little bit of background of what is going on in Germany. We have a lot of career fairs, both on campus and in Darmstadt, where companies are presenting their job offerings, internship offerings, master thesis offerings. local companies, but also German-wide companies and even international companies are joining that more and more. You will attend a couple of intercultural trainings, again, to allow you to well, get acquainted with the German culture and to understand what the professor is saying and is not saying. These intercultural trainings are very interactive. They're a lot of fun, and I think they definitely smoothen a little bit the entering the German education market. As I said, German classes are a mandatory part of the program. We feel that this is very, very important, and we are putting a lot of money into that to really get you on the level of at least A2. But by now, most of our students are reaching the level of B1, B2, which is drastically improving your job capabilities afterwards. What other services do we offer? We offer a lot of services both before the study and during your study. So before the study, we have a lot of online meetings. We have student guides, so senior students who are supporting you and who are answering all your questions. We are offering an accommodation service. So this is, I think, something pretty unique because finding an accommodation from a foreign country in Germany, especially in large cities, is very challenging. So we have a pretty large number of apartments which are reserved for our master program, and you actually can get a room through our services, both from the 𝘱𝘢𝘪𝘥𝘪𝘆 and from a private rental agency. We will offer you arrival services, so our students guides are going to pick you up from the airport. They make sure that you enter the right apartment. They will accompany you to the universities during the first days and make sure that everything is running as smoothly as possible. During your studies, we have a lot of friendly ladies and gentlemen from the Student Service Center, Sabine, myself, who are there to help you in any kind of questions. We also support you in case problems with the visa are popping up. I think this is, especially in India with the new APS certificate, a big problem at the moment. And you will also get trainings and support in finding internships and master theses in industry, and through the Career Center also in finding a job afterwards. So the application process, how does it work? Well, first of all, our program is extremely attractive for students. We have, these are not the latest numbers, but we have round about 1,500 applicants every year. Shortly before Corona, this number went up to 2,000 applications a year. And out of these 2,000 applications, we are selecting round about 250 students to offer them a seat. And out of this 250 students, we typically have round about 125 who are joining the program every year, plus a certain number of German students, typically around 25 up to 50 German students who are attending the program in addition. So you can roughly calculate that you will have a classroom size per major of 30 to 35 students. How are we selecting the students? It's not only a let's say, marking topic, because marks are different in different countries. So we have actually a board of professors who is individually checking every application we are receiving. Of course, the technical qualification is the most important aspect, but also country profile and social aspects are important assets when we are selecting our students. So for example, this year we have given access to many students coming from Iran because the situation is pretty bad over there. In former years, we have supported students from Venezuela, from Iraq, from Syria and other countries. What do you need to apply? You need a bachelor degree in electrical engineering or equivalent. Equivalent is basically decided by the board. So if you're unsure, simply apply and then we will check it. We are expecting an excellent transcript of records. So your mark should be somewhere in the area of at least 70, preferably even 80%, because there is a very strong competition in getting a seat in our program. We need a English certificate, yields 6.5 or TOEFL internet-based score of 88. Like in the other programs, working experience is appreciated, and also German skills are appreciated, but certainly not mandatory. The application is going through our own portal, so you don't have to go through Uni Assist in addition, which is making the application a little bit faster. And especially if you're applying early, you will get a very early feedback. The application is completely free of charge. But once we are offering a seat and when you are accepting it, some small charges are being required. Well, this is showing a little bit the timeline of our process. So admission is only possible for the winter semester. The application is starting in December. So similar also to Stuttgart, around about 9 months before the program is starting. The reason simply is that getting the visa and getting all the paperwork done requires some time. We might maybe even move a little bit earlier because we see that the visa issue is getting more difficult in every year. So this is something you can check on the website. So what are you doing? You are applying through our portal. In parallel, our admission board, the professors are starting to check your application. And if they think that you're qualified for the program, you theoretically could get the seat offer as early as in January. Then you have to decide whether you want to accept the seat. If you want to accept the seat, a small fee has to be paid, 190 euros at the moment, which is covering up for the costs we have, which are not paid by the country of Hessen. This process is running until the 1st of April, and then until the 1st of May, usually everybody will have the admission letter. Then it's time for your visa and travel preparations. We are supporting that by having a couple of online tutorials and Q&A sessions together with our student guides who are supporting you during that time on the admission process, on housing and health insurance, enrollment, onboarding. So all these things are answered in a very interactive way. In September, we will have the mandatory pre-semester courses, so 4 weeks of courses, excursions, and parties to really get you well on board. And then somewhere at the beginning of October, the semester is starting. And then in the next semester break, we will have another round of intercultural and technical trainings as an add-on. The cost, as I mentioned, the application is for free, but once you have decided to accept the seat, we request an administrative fee of 190 euros. The housing services are optional, so you don't have to take it, but we strongly recommend to take a room through our housing. The fee looks very high, but it's mainly covering up the first month's rent and the deposit. So most of this fee is directly going to the housing agency. Like most German universities, we don't have own housing capabilities. So we are only like kind of a, intermediate providing you a room. And then once you know that you can come for sure, if you have set up your visa and everything, you have to pay the final fee, which is mainly covering the cost for the extra pre-semester courses and German classes we are offering. Once you are in our university, like in any other universities, you have to pay a semester fee, which unfortunately in Hessen is a little bit more expensive than, for example, in Regensburg. The main reason is the semester ticket, which is part of this fee and which allows you to travel all around Hessen. Well, as a summary, we consider ourselves to be a big international family, and we would be very happy to actually invite you to become a member of this university. This is a picture which was taken 2 years ago. In the background, you can see like a construction site here. A brand new student building is being set up with cafeterias and learning rooms and meeting rooms. So also the infrastructure at our university, like with most other universities, really is excellent. And yeah, I'd be happy if you would like to join our family. So here you can see the contact information. The slides will be provided to you. If you have any questions or would like to get any kind of additional information, please use this email address. Both Sabine and myself are checking this email address regularly once a day so that you can expect an answer as quickly as possible. All right, that's it from my side. So thank you very much for the presentation. And if you have any questions, please feel free.